For the Module 18 retest, I'll try to make this quick so that you can get on with your retest. Number 1 says, which situation describes the use of a credit card? A says, Ryan entered his PIN to complete the transaction. You use PIN numbers on debit cards. Whenever you go to the ATM, you have to put in your PIN number. Sometimes you might need to put in a PIN number when you are withdrawing money with a credit card. I'm not sure about that though. B says Ryan overdrew his checking account. Okay, so that's not a credit card, it's a check. Ryan bought groceries and paid for them at the end of the month. That's what a credit card does for you. It helps you purchase something and then pay for it later. So it would be C. And then D says, after making a purchase, Ryan recorded the information in his check register. That means he wrote a check. Okay, number 2. Or actually, this could be his debit card also, because sometimes when people use their debit cards, they'll record it in their check register because that's where the money comes from, their checking account. Number 2, which of these can have a positive effect on your credit score, meaning it's going to go up? And that would be this one, paying credit card balance monthly. A balance means what you have left to pay. Late payments, bad. New job is helpful, but it doesn't really give you a positive effect on your credit score. And a high monthly debt repayment means you have a lot, like a high dollar of debt. Oh, I don't know how to say that right. You have a large debt. Big money. All right, number 3. Joel has an annual salary of $34,840. He works 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year. How much does he earn per hour? So first we had to find out how many hours he worked in a year. Poor guy doesn't get any vacations. That's 2,080 hours in a year. And then I divided 34,840 by 2,080. And I did the little trick where we can take off that. And then I went ahead and simplified it by 4 when I did this. So I got, well, I'm not going to do that now. Let me just go ahead and divide it. 208 into, let me do it down here. 208 divided into 3484, and that goes one time. Okay, bring down the 4, and then 2 would go into that 6 times, and then we have 48. Carry the 4, 6 times 0, 0, plus 4 is 4. 6 times 2 is 12. We subtract. We cannot take 8 from 4. So we come over to the 0, and there's nothing there. So we come into the next one, 4. And that's now a 3. And that's a 10. And now we can borrow, and that's now a 9, and that's 14. 14 minus 8 is 6. 9 minus 4 is 5. 3 minus 2 is 1. And I can tell already what my answer is the one with 16 in it. I'm going to stop there. Tracy's bank charges $2 for withdrawal at non-ATMs and non-bank ATMs, and a fee of $2.50 per month for a debit card. Last month, she paid $10.50 in ATM and debit card fees. How many non-bank ATM withdrawals did she make? So there's $10.50, and then they charge her $2.50. And that leaves them with $8. And then remember that it's $2 for each non-bank ATM withdrawal. So 8 divided by $2 is 4. Number 5, Lacey is attending a university where the cost for 1 year is $10,500. She has a scholarship worth $6,000 and a grant worth $900. She earns $45 a day at her job. How many days does she need to work to pay for 50% of the remaining amount? So you start with the amount she pays for 1 year minus the scholarship. And she's left with $4,500 to pay. And then the grant, she doesn't have to pay that back. Okay, so that's $3,600. And then to pay 50% of that, we need to find out what half of that is. So half of 3,600, well, half of 36 is 18. So half of 3,600 is 1,800. And then $45 a day. So 45 divided into 1,800. Let's see, 4 into 18 would go 4 times. 16, 17, 18. There's no remainder. Bring 0 down. That's 0. That's 0. So she would have to work 40 days. Oh goodness, this has already gone over. The annual median income for a senior accounting clerk is $42,294. The annual median income for a senior accountant is that much. How much more can a senior accountant earn than a senior accounting clerk over 30 years? Okay, annual median income means that's about what those people make. Okay, so let's find out the senior accounting clerk. Let's find out what they make in 30 years. Just take it times 30. Okay, and then the senior accountant, okay, that's the clerk. And then the senior accountant is $64,473. I'm going to take it times 30. Okay, and then to find out how much more one makes than the other, I would need to subtract. They're not giving you easy subtraction problems. A lot of this is borrowing. I can't take 8 from 1, so I have to come over here and borrow. 11 minus 8 is 3. I can't take 8 from 3, so I have to come over here and borrow. 13 minus 8 is 5. I can't take 6 from 2, so I have to come over here and borrow. 12 minus 6 is 6. Oh, wow. Okay. Last one, you're supposed to find the mean of those numbers. Remember, the mean, you add them all together and then divide by 5. I saw a lot of good adding going on, and then people stopped right there. 5, 10, 15, 6, 7, 8, 9, 15, 19. Okay? People were forgetting decimals. People weren't dividing. People put 24.5 as their answer. That's not the mean, that's just the sum. All right, look, you guys, when you're dividing decimals, that goes right there. And then you just divide like normal. 5 into 24 is 4 times. You guys, it goes here above the 4, not above the 2. 5 goes into 2 0 times. You have 4 left over. Bring down the 5. 5 into 45. People were saying 8 times. It's 4.9. And then I saw people write this. Oh my goodness. No. That decimal's in between the 4 and the 9. And of course, bubble it in because that's how it gets graded.